class. Today we will continue the chapter 4 pollination. Yesterday you learned about the androecium, that is male part of the flower, and gynoecium, that is female part of the flower. Based on the presence of male and female parts of the flower, flowers are of two types. Types of flowers. Flowers which have both androecium and gynoecium are called bisexual flowers. Androecium is the male part of the flower and gynoecium is female part of the flower. So the flower which contain both male and female parts are called bisexual flower. Bi means both the character of male and the character of female. So the flower which contain androecium and gynoecium is called bisexual flowers. These flowers are also called hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means the flower which contain male and female part. That flower is known as hermaphrodite flower. Like China rose, it is a flower of China rose. This is the male part of the flower, and this one through which a male part is attached, it is a female part of the flower. So China rose is your bisexual flower because it contains male and female both the parts. Some examples: mustard, pea, gram, petunia, rose, etc. are bisexual. Now come to the knowledge test. In China rose, the style divided into 5 parts at the top. Hence, there are 5 stigma in this flower. This flower of China rose, upper portion is your stigma. So, stigma is divided into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 stigmas. Flowers which have either androecium or gynoecium are called monosexual flowers. Mono means one. So the flower which have male part or a female part, only one part, either male part or a female part, is called monosexual flowers. For an example, flowers of cucumber, pumpkin, papaya, maize, coconut, etc. are monosexual. Why they are monosexual? Because they have a male part or a female part, not both the parts. Next is pollination. The process of transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower is called pollination. It is the first step in the formation of seeds. So what is pollination? Transfer of pollen grains. Do you remember pollen grains? I told you in the previous video. Look at, this is the anther, and when we cut this anther we find a yellow powder in the anther. This yellow powder is known as pollen grains. An anther contain a pollen grains, and when these pollen grains get transferred to the stigma, this is your stigma and this is your pollen grains. When the pollen grain transfer from anther to the stigma, this process is known as pollination. So on the basis of the transfer of pollen grains to the stigma, the pollination are of two types, that is self-pollination and cross-pollination. So what is self-pollination? Self-pollination occurs between the flower of the same plant. Pollination occurs between the flower of the same plant. Pollination, the transfer of pollen grains from one flower to the another flower. Pollen grains of one flower get transferred to the stigma of another flower, but the plant will be same. That type of pollination is known as self-pollination. It may take place in any of the following two ways. The first way is your pollen grains are transferred from the anther of the flower to the stigma of the same flower. or pollen grains are transferred from the anther of the flower to the stigma of another flower of the same plant. Plants in which cell pollination is occur are potato, wheat, rice, etc. Now come to cross-pollination. Cross-pollination occurs between the flowers of different plants of the same type. Cell pollination occurs between the same plant, whereas cross-pollination occurs between different plants of the same type. Let's we understand the cell pollination and cross-pollination through this diagram. Look at the part 1 of this diagram. In part 1, from the flower A, pollen grains transfer to the stigma of flower A. Means, in this figure, pollen grains are transferred to the same flower. Or next to it, also some pollen grains from flower A transfer to the flower B. Here, the pollen grains from one flower get transferred to the another flower. So in this type of pollination, in which the pollen grains are transferred to the same plant, that is known as cell pollination. Look at the next part. You can see the pollen grains from the flower B get transferred to the stigma of flower C of another plant of the same type. So, here pollen grains are transferred from flower of one plant to the flower of another plant. So, this type of pollination is known as cross-pollination. How the pollen grains transfer from one flower to the stigma of another flower? There are some agents through which a pollen grains can transfer from one plant to the another plant. They are wind, water. So, pollen grains get transferred by wind, water, insects and animals. So, they are called agents of pollination or pollinator. Why? Because they help in the process of pollination by transferring the pollen grains. Which insects help? Insects such as honeybees carry pollen grains from one flower to the another while sucking nectar or flowers. What is nectar? Nectar is the juice of the flower. Hence, they help in pollination. Now come to activity 3. It is a diagram of hibiscus flower, that is also commonly known as China rose. It is a flower, it's a flower of China rose. Now, this is your pedicel. This is the pedicel of the flower. Now come to next, that is your apicalyx. This is the apicalyx. Now upper to it, it is known as sepals. This is your sepals and petals. Now come to the next part. And this male part is known as stamens. To remember this, the male, look at this, how to spell it? S-T-A-M-E-N-S. So here is M-E-N, man. So you can easily remember it. The male part is known as stamen, which contain anther and filament. Now here is the upper side. It is your stigma. It is a style and inside it ovary. When we remove the petals from this flower and these sepals, it is the shape of a ovary. The shape of ovary, the shape of pistil. Pistil is the female part. It is a pistil which is known as the female part of the flower. And this is your ovary. When we cut this ovary from here, we find a structure like this. Inside it, eggs are present. So, after cutting the ovary, you can see a white color portion, it is a egg inside the ovary. Look at here.